This video is an update to a previous video I did about one Daniel Bonnier out of Paulette, Vermont, who has been absolutely vilified by the state and local lefty media for daring to put a gun range on his own property. The town officials weaponized every ordinance, rule, and law they could think of to get rid of him, even making up some new ones, and now he's going straight to jail, do not pass go, and definitely do not collect $200. If you didn't see the original video, I highly recommend it, so pause it here and I will link the video here and in the description. I actually spoke to Daniel this morning and got a ton of new information to blow this thing wide open, but it requires a lot more research and a deep investigation to make sure that I get all of the facts right. That information will be in a separate video in the next couple of days, but for now, what you need to know is that Judge Durkin has issued a warrant for Daniel's arrest, essentially over a building permit that the town issued and then the judge later revoked after the range was built. The courts basically ordered him to bulldoze his entire 30 acres, and when he didn't, state agents showed up at his property, basically found the equivalent of a get a warrant welcome mat, and issued one. Here is the arrest warrant issued Thursday afternoon. Finding of ongoing contempt of court order. Final judgment in this enforcement matter was entered in favor of the town of Paulette on March 5, 2021 and affirmed by the Vermont Supreme Court on January 14, 2022. On February 8, 2023, following the show cause hearing on the town's motion for contempt, the court found respondent Daniel Bonnier in contempt of the court's March 5th order and set forth a compliance schedule to give respondent a final opportunity to bring his property into compliance. Respondent has failed to do so. As such, imprisonment is an appropriate coercive remedy in these circumstances. Therefore, by the authority of the state of Vermont, any sheriff or constable in this state is directed to arrest Daniel Bonnier and remit him to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections to be therefore confined until he or the town causes the subject property to be brought into compliance with the March 5, 2021 order as described in the February 8, 2023 contempt order to the court's satisfaction. It shall be served within 60 days of issuance hereof and not thereafter. Finding of contempt by its orders dated February 8, 2023 and July 6, 2023, the court found Daniel Bonnier in the above entitled case in contempt of court for failure to comply with a lawful court order. To any law enforcement officer of the state of Vermont, you shall take him in the above entitled case and commit him to the Commissioner of Corrections or an authorized representative. To the Commissioner of Corrections you shall receive him, and he shall remain in your custody until he purges himself of contempt by bringing the subject property into compliance with the court's March 5, 2021 order, as described in the court's February 8, 2023 contempt order. As consistent with the July 6, 2023 order, the court appoints the town of Paulette to bring the property into compliance at the cost of Mr. Bonnier. Nothing in the July 6, 2023 order prevents Mr. Bonnier from causing his contractors or agents to bring the property into compliance sooner. Mr. Bonnier will be released upon demonstration that the property has been brought into compliance either by the town or his agents. In addition to any other legal rights and remedies available to Mr. Bonnier, he shall be entitled to a review of the contempt proceedings annually. The Commissioner of Corrections shall provide timely notice for the review of the proceedings of any person so imprisoned to the sentencing court. The sentencing court shall conduct a hearing and issue its order within 60 days of receipt of notice from the Commissioner of Corrections. To top it off, the media has been pushing a narrative of Daniel being a threatening individual and operating an illegal paramilitary training camp, a label coined by a state law that the people of Paulette commissioned themselves when every other method of running Daniel out didn't work. And yet, no charges of threats, intimidation, or anything of the like have been brought against him, and his property is even registered with the government as a legitimate education facility. But then again, the town has gone so far as to take a page out of the Biden administration handbook and change the legal definition of school, and when your enemies are literally sleeping with the assistant district attorney or are drinking buddies with the judge, it's easy to see how someone might not get a fair shake. Self-ownership and private property are the very foundations of freedom, and the state of Vermont and the people of Paulette are trying to take both away, all over how a man chose to exercise his rights on his own land. They're acting like this place is some secret militia underground lair. Tell me, do folks usually have public family picnics in their secret lairs? Do they invite the Associated Press to the picnic at their bat cave? And if this place was so illegal, why come after him years after it was built? I promise I will be answering all of those questions and more in the next video. Trust me when I tell you, the inner details are wild. But that is all the time that Liberty Toddler has allowed me for now, so make sure to keep an eye out for the deep dive. Daniel does have a Give Send Go to help with the expenses, which I will also link down in the description. Until next time, you guys know the algorithm drill. Thanks for tuning in, and happy shooting.